رمضان تجلى وابتسما طوبى للعبد إذا اغتنما رمضان تجلى وابتسما.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we'll be speaking about Shahru Ramadan, that how we can benefit from this great holy month. As we know, Muharram is the first month of the Islamic calendar. The same way, the first month for the spirituality is Shahru Ramadan. How we can benefit from this great month? Let me give you an example. When a student graduates and goes to the university, he has the option to take different credit hours. The more the credit hours he takes, he can pass the semesters and finally graduate and get the degree and the certificate. So it depends on the individual that how much he can take from that once he have enrolled. The same way, it depends on the Muslimin and Mu'mineen how they can benefit from this great holy month of Ramadan. Some people, they would be taking more and more from it. They would be benefiting the most from this great month. Other than the wajibat, we have to take the mustahabat as well. And that is why we'll see the great people, great personalities, such as great scholars, they would be benefiting the most from this month by staying awake at nights, by worshiping the whole day and benefiting in a way that they can take the most of the spirituality from this great holy month. Therefore, Shahru Ramadan is the university of Tazkiyatun Nafs, where we can purify our souls. A person who purifies his souls, he would elevate and get to those spiritual levels about what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised. The places, land, or time has its own effects. The same way, a person cannot have cultivation, agriculture, or farming on every land. Rather, he would be looking for the great place and land where the agriculture or the farming could be done. The same way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this holy month where a person can do tazkiyatun nafs and reach the highest state of spirituality. As it is mentioned in a riwayah that shaitan is chained up in the holy month of Ramadan. And as we know that a person can be abd of three categories. He can be either the abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or abd of shaitan, or abd of his nafs. When enemy attacks, if you put all the power and strength, it will get scared and retreat. In hadith, it is mentioned that in the month of Ramadan, so many angels come down and descend, and the count of the angels is only known to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, shaitan retreats as we have power and strength. That is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the time of Sheikh Ansari, a great scholar, one of the persons sees in his dream that shaitan is there, and shaitan has few different sizes of ropes with him. This person who has seen a dream, he says that I asked shaitan that who are these ropes for and what are these for? Shaitan says that these ropes are the ones that I use for the believers to pull towards myself. Then this person continues and asks that who is this the biggest rope for? Shaitan says that this big rope, this big sized rope, I want to use it for Sheikh Ansari, but I have failed. So brothers and sisters, shaitan, he wants to trap us in all the conditions. It is us who we can control ourselves and get away from the traps of shaitan and always look for the blessings and help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When there is a will, there is a way. If I can stay away from halal food in the month of Ramadan, the halal food which is allowed to eat, but during fast it becomes haram. If I can stay away from this halal food during the month of Ramadan, why can't I stay away from haram food in the other months? The same way, if a person can control his desires in the holy month of Ramadan, why can't he control his desires which are haram desires in other months? The same way a person has to take his car after every few months for oil change, for different types of services, for repairing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a blessing of Shahru Ramadan, that a person can make himself purify. A person can purify himself, his soul, in this great holy month of Ramadan. And one of the ahadith regarding the virtues of Shahru Ramadan, it is mentioned where it is said, أَنفَاسُكُمْ فِيهِ تَسْبِيحٌ, that breathing in the holy month of Ramadan is counted as tasbih. وَنَوْمُكُمْ فِيهِ عِبَادَةٌ, and even the sleeping in this holy month of Ramadan is counted as worship. There is a beautiful hadith from our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam where he says, لَوْ يَعْلَمُ الْعَبْدُ مَا فِي رَمَضَانِ, that if the servant, if the person knew the value of Ramadan, that what is in Ramadan, لَوَدَّ أَن يَكُونَ رَمَضَانُ سَنَةً, he would wish that this Ramadan, this month of Ramadan, lasted the whole year. Now, how to benefit from this great month of Holy Ramadan? It is mentioned that our body parts should also be fasting. Like Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he says, إِذَا صُمْتَ فَلْيَصُمْ سَمْعُكَ وَبَصَرُكَ وَشَعْرُكَ وَجِلْدُكَ, which means when you fast, let your hearing, your sight, your hair and your skin also fast. So therefore, we have to be careful that fasting should not be just refraining from eating and drinking. Rather, the best form of fasting and sawm is the fasting of our body parts. That means my ears should remain away from haram. The same way, my tongue should be away from backbiting, should be away from accusations, should be away from different types of like bad words or anything what I have been doing before the month of Ramadan. I should take this great opportunity where I can work on my spirituality and gradually remove the spiritual diseases. The other ways to benefit from this great month is by reciting du'as and munajat. Like the du'as, Ya Aliyu Ya Azim, which a person can recite after every salat. Then we have Dua Iftitah, which is recited every night. A person can ponder, a person can think, read translations, and understand these great du'as and then bring a change in himself. Then we have a great dua, Dua Abu Hamza Thumali. A person can try to recite this dua. Yes, it is long, but it is not must to recite the whole Arabic in one go. If you do not understand Arabic, from the beginning of the month of Ramadan, we can plan in a way that we can start reciting. And in portions, a person can recite in different sections. So by the end of this great month, the month of Ramadan, a person would have recited the whole dua and even the translation. One of the other ways to benefit from this great month is to have a strong connection with the Holy Quran. As we know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in the Holy Quran, شَهْرُ رَمَضَانَ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ فِيهِ الْقُرْآنِ, that Allah revealed the Holy Quran in Shahru Ramadan. Therefore, we try to recite one juz per day. And gradually we can try to read the translation of the Holy Quran as well. But we have to remember that this habit of reciting one juz per day should not finish after the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Rather, we should try to continue even after the month of Ramadan. We should be reciting Quran even if it is not one juz per day, but at least few verses or a few pages per day. I remember here, Ayatollah Gulpegani had said, who was a great marja, he said that I recite one juz every morning. Until night, I ponder upon one verse what I've recited. Therefore, brothers and sisters, even we can try to recite Quran more and more, but it should be with understanding and pondering. We should try to increase our capacity of taking from the blessings of this great month. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah give us tawfiq so we can benefit the most from the great month, which is the month of spirituality. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has opened the doors of Jannah and opened the doors of barakat and blessings. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.